Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to go over a mini course for new Amazon sellers. I get a lot of questions and they're really basic, so I'm going to take it all the way back. Look at that bit there. All the way back, and we're going to go from the start, and I'm going to go step by step for brand new sellers how you can get started from the very basics. So make sure you're subscribed, because if you're not subscribed then I'll find you. So in these videos I'm going to go through a slideshow and explain each point to you, and if there's any point you don't understand, just comment and I will explain it further. And also, if you want a copy of the slideshow, just join the Facebook group, pardon me, and ask me and I will send you a copy for free, because I'm a good guy. Alright, so we're going to jump into the computer. I'm going to shut up and we're going to get started. Alright, so we are inside the computer. As you can see, this is me, in case you didn't know, and this is the course. So this is for absolute beginners looking to start selling on Amazon, and this is basically like you come into this slideshow brand new, you don't know what Amazon is, and hopefully I'm going to walk you step by step through the slideshow and explain everything you need to know. Okay, so before we start as well, don't forget to join the Facebook group. The link to that is in the description. Alright then, so now that's out of the way, let's get started. So to begin with, I'm just going to explain a bit about what Amazon FBA is. FBA basically stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, and you open up a seller account and you join one of the largest marketplaces in the world. To open a seller account, I'm going to do a separate video on this, but you can just literally type in on Google Amazon seller account and it's easy, step by step. So why the FBA bit? What does FBA stand for? A lot of people ask me this. FBA basically means Fulfillment by Amazon, and this means that Amazon take care of all customer orders. Amazon prepare and ship your product to the customer. Amazon also deal with all customer returns and customer care. The reason for this, obviously, if you was just storing the products at home and shipping the orders out, if you're going to sell at any volume, you would have to ship orders all day, and maybe you have a full-time job. It's going to be quite difficult to send the orders out. Okay, so this is what a fulfillment center looks like, and as you can see, it's a massive warehouse where Amazon store your stock. Not much to go over on that one, so we're going to move on. Okay, so what can I sell on Amazon? On this slide, I'm basically going to go over the categories that you can sell and what gated and ungated means. So as a new seller, you'll be restricted to what you can sell. This is referred to as being gated. So what this means is you can still sell various different products, although as a new seller, because you've not got any rapport with Amazon, you'll have to sort of prove that you're not selling counterfeit goods and that your products are what they say they are. And the more track record you build, you can automatically be ungated for most categories. That's what I've done. I've never had to manually ungate in a category, and I know quite a lot of people offer like these ungating services, but in my opinion the best way to do it is just to build up a track record and then ungate that way. So I'm just going to go over a few categories that I recommend. So most people start off in toys and games, and as I've said in my previous videos, this is one of the biggest mistakes a new seller can make, because I think Amazon's all about diversification in your categories, especially arbitrage. So rather than selling all toys, it's best to sort of diversify into other categories, like let's have a look. So beauty is a good one, non-tropicals if you are a new seller. Baby is a good one. Home and garden. I'm not going to go through the list and try and find them all, but I also sell in grocery. You'll have to get ungated for this. Pet supplies is a really good one. So when you first start selling on Amazon, don't just limit yourself to one category, because say for example you're only selling toys and games, they might only sell well at Christmas, whereas if you are selling pet supplies, then you know people need pet food every month, so they're going to reorder that product time and time again. Same with home and kitchen. So say for example you're selling, I don't know, washing detergent, someone's going to order that every month, so you're going to have much more repeat customers, if that makes sense. Okay, so where do I find stuff to sell? And what I mean by stuff is obviously products to sell on Amazon. So basically what you'll be doing here is you'll be buying things from stores like Boots, Argos and John Lewis, and then you'll be reselling it on Amazon for a profit. Now often people think So does that mean I'm buying damaged products, or does it mean I'm buying broken stuff? No, that doesn't necessarily mean you will be. So you'll be buying brand new products from retailers in the same condition as if you was buying it for yourself or you was buying it for a gift, and then you're reselling it brand new in the packaging on Amazon. You aren't buying any broken stuff, you're not buying damaged stuff. Sometimes you get stuff in sales or penny sales, but they are all in brand new condition. Amazon is actually really strict on your product quality, so if something's damaged, you won't be able to sell it, especially if you listed it as new. Alright, so moving on to slide number 6. So sometimes people wonder, are other people not just going to go to Boots instead of buying from my Amazon store? And no, that's not necessarily the case. Amazon basically offers next day prime delivery, and people want things now. Like me personally, I shop on Amazon, and if I wanted something delivering tomorrow, I just find it so much easier to get my bank card out and order on Amazon. I know as a seller that I'm going to be paying more than what I would pay if I paid at Boots, but I know that I'm paying for the convenience of not having to leave the house. Can't see my fingers. Not having to leave the house. I'm ordering from home and it's coming to my door the next day. I've ordered things on Amazon at 10 p.m. at night and I've received it the following day. And people want this convenience. We live in an era where people want things now. They want instant gratification. They want instant stuff too. I'm sure you get my point. So just to reaffirm that point, Amazon is one of the most trusted marketplaces in the world, as I'm sure you know. In 2019, they had a 13.4 billion turnover, and that's a 23% rise than the previous year. So I hope that sort of puts that in stone for you guys. And moving on. Okay, so in this slide, I'm just going to go over the fees. So Amazon does charge a fulfillment fee, and this basically covers the cost of them storing your product, packaging it, and sending it to the customers. And also they charge a referral fee. So you're basically paying a small fee to be able to sell on their massive platform. And I think this is really worth it because, as it says here, imagine owning a physical store in a massive shopping mall that had tens of millions of people walk through it daily with their bank cards in their right hand looking for things you had for sale. Wouldn't you want a store there too? So what I mean by this is Amazon is a massive platform, millions of shoppers each day. So for you to have a stall on that platform, it is well worth paying a referral fee. And these are a preview of the fees. And this is a snapshot taken from Buyback Pro. You can sort of put in your cost price and then it'll show you all the fees. And below this would be your profits. Okay, so moving on, I'm just going to go over the different sort of business models there are to sell on Amazon. You've probably heard of private label, wholesale, and online arbitrage. And you're wondering, what are these and what's the differences? So in these few slides, I'm just going to go through what they are, the pros and the cons, and then hopefully you can make your own decision as to what's best for you and your budget. Okay, so first up we've got private label, and this is basically where you own the product and brand. You'll be in charge of designing the packaging, the branding, and manufacturing. It's usually in China, and this business type, private label, is very capital intensive and very high risk. Now, a lot of these gurus online, they tell you can get started with £1,000 or $1,000, and that is not true. There are a lot of things that you have to pay for that people don't mention. So you're going to have to pay for, obviously, the manufacturing of the product. You're going to have to pay for product pictures. What about a launch? You're going to pay for a launch. And then if you want your own branding designs, say your own packaging, you're going to have to pay for that as well. And the costs just add up and up. So it's very capital intensive and also very high risk, because if you're ordering 1,000 units of one product and it turns out to be a crap product, then you're stuck with these units. Moving on to wholesale. So wholesale is a bit more capital intensive than arbitrage. Basically, you're buying in bulk from wholesale companies and then you are reselling under a established listing on Amazon. Like arbitrage, apart from with arbitrage, you'll only buy 10 units, whereas wholesale you'll usually buy 100 to 500 units, and it's a bit more risky because you're going to be stuck with these products if you don't know what you're looking for. Obviously it requires more purchasing confidence. So moving on to arbitrage, and that is basically what I teach on this channel and what you are probably interested in learning as you've clicked on this video. So we're just going to go over a few sort of features of online arbitrage and explain to you what it is and what it means. Okay, so with arbitrage, you're basically buying products such as makeup, pet food, home and garden products, and you are reselling them on Amazon, as we discovered before. You're usually buying in units of 5 to 10 from retailers like Boots, Wilko's, as we discussed before. So obviously there's less risk with arbitrage, because if you source a bad product, you're only stuck with 5 units rather than 100 or 500 like private label. Okay, so the products are delivered to your home address or prep center if you're a little more advanced, but I'm guessing if you're watching this slideshow, you are not advanced yet. I have a prep center. Obviously, this is where the products get sent to a warehouse, and the prep center will store them for you and they will ship them to Amazon for you. This is a bit more advanced, so I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to go too in depth into what a prep center is. Now, I'm going to go over how to create a shipment plan in videos to come. I might even stick it in this video series, so make sure you are subscribed if you like this content. And then you are listing the products under already established listings on Amazon. So what I mean by this is, say there's already a product selling really well on Amazon. Usually there's 10 other sellers on that listing. So say for example you were buying a moisturizer, it would have 10 sellers on there, and the seller with the cheapest price gets the buy box. There's obviously a lot more into what gives you the buy box, but this is just an example. So the cheapest seller gets the buy box and you are getting the sales on that listing. So Amazon basically dispatches the orders that the customers place, and you're not having to send out products, as I mentioned before. They then deal with customer service or any complaints, and you don't chill, because obviously you're going to be working on your business. So don't know why I put that in there. How do I actually find products to sell? Okay, so the most effective way to source leads, in my opinion, is lead sheets combined with BuyBot Pro. Now, I use BuyBot Pro. I don't know if you've seen in my other videos, but it's an amazing tool for new beginners. It gives you a buyer confidence score, and it's basically all the data that you'd usually look for on a sheet. It's all in one, and you can work out your minimum price that you need to sell for to get your desired ROI. You can work out your break-even price. In fact, I'm even going to show you. Right, so say for example we were selling these bentonite clay, don't know if I said that right, and you were getting it for £5 from your supplier, so Boots, say for example, and BuyBot Pro, I'm just going to move this over here so you can see. So get off that, move. Alright, so yeah, BuyBot Pro, you put in the buy price here, so that's £5, and then basically gives you everything that you'd need to look for. So if you're a new seller, why does that keep popping up? Bugger off. Right, so if you're a new seller, you're going to struggle sort of knowing what to look for. So BuyBot Pro basically compresses it all and gives it you all in one piece. So here you can see the ASIN, BSR, so bestseller ranking, and that is in the 1%, so this would be a really good product to sell, but we're not selling this. I actually bought this for me. It gives you the eligibility, so you log in your Amazon seller account, you link it to it, and then it tells you whether or not you can sell this product. And again, that stops you from buying products that you can't sell, so very handy. That IP radar tells you whether or not you're going to get IP claims. Hazmat, no. Dangerous goods, no. Tells you whether it's oversized as well, so that's a really handy tool. It gives you your profit margin and the price you'd have to sell it for to break even, your ROI percentage, and your profit. Another thing as well, I showed you a snapshot earlier of the fees, and if you are using a prep center, I'm guessing you're not because you're watching this beginner tutorial, but if you do decide to use a prep center in the future, you can add your fees in there and it will add it all up for you and take that off from you. It also shows you the estimated sales and who else is selling on that listing. So another handy tool as well that I like to use, if you are using BuyBot Pro, click on settings, click show BuyBot Pro Island, and it'll basically show you. So say for example you wanted 30% ROI when you sold this product, it would tell you how much you'd have to sell it for to be able to get that desired ROI. So that's a really handy tool. I personally would pay just for that tool right there, because when I'm repricing stock, it's so handy. Awesome tool. So let's go back to the slideshow. Yeah, so with the lead sheets, if you are a new seller, You're not wasting any time sorting through mismatches if you are using manual sourcing software. These leads are already vetted by sourcing experts and they are delivered straight to you. So you're not having to search endlessly for deals and leads. They're basically given to you on a plate. So then you can focus on other aspects of your business, because sourcing leads is pretty tedious. Now, if you're a beginner and you haven't sourced leads, then you'll learn that quickly. Okay, so the leads sheet that I would recommend you use is Online Arbitrage Deals, and the link to this is in the description. And basically what this is, it's a lead sheet, as I mentioned in the previous slide, and they basically give you the leads on a plate. So all the leads that they give you will be at least 30% ROI. The deals are sourced by VAs, so you don't have to, and if you do get your account suspended, then they will give you free assistance to get your Amazon account back on track. Moving on. Okay, so that is it for the end of part 1, and in part 2 I'm going to go over how to determine whether or not a lead is profitable, and this will basically stop you from buying dead stock and slow moving stock. I'm going to go over how to work out how many units you should buy of an item. So say, for example, you find a good lead and you're not sure whether you should buy 2 or 10. I'm going to basically show you how to determine how many you should buy. I'm going to show you how to use and get the most out of BuyBot Pro, because a lot of people use it, but I don't think they know half the tools that are on it. I personally have only just discovered some of them recently, so I'm going to go over those and teach you a few little tricks with it. I'm going to show you how to stay organized when sourcing your leads within your arbitrage business. So if you haven't already got the lead recording sheet on my website, go and get that. It is free. Alright, so in the meantime, don't forget to join the Facebook group, and this is basically a community for people like you if you are looking to sell on Amazon. And not only that, you get to ask me questions, post in the group, and I will get back to you. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for part 2. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out, and I will see you in the next video.